Good morning, Alta Realty Group agents. This is Kevin Lauren. I'm the Director of Training and Marketing here, and we are today joined by Clearview Mortgage's Bill Seitz. Good morning, Bill. How are you today?
Hey, good morning, Kevin. Doing great.
All right. So today we are going to do kind of a continuation of our discussion about the agent marketing system. And so last week we did a good overview, a real just brief overview of exactly what the systems are. Today we want to go deeper into it and show you exactly how we use the systems in our marketing. But before we get into that, we want to have Bill give us a little update on the mortgage world. I'm going to bring up a little graphic for you. And this again is our our U.S. 10-year Treasury graph that Bill has instructed us to make sure that we are keeping our eye on. So go ahead, Bill. Give us the update.
Yeah, no problem, Kevin. Good morning, everybody. First and foremost, I'd like to welcome Robert to the webinar. I know that Tim had invited him to be on the webinar this morning. So Robert, if you're on the webinar, we're glad to have you. So yeah, I just wanted to touch base real quick and show you guys. I know that I was just given kind of a rough kind of overview of how mortgage rates are tied to the U.S. Treasury, the 10-year Treasury note. And just for fun, we basically looked at, Kevin, can you click on the 5-day, the button right there? There you go. Perfect. And you'll see, while this looks really maybe drastic and a lot's going on, really not much has changed in 5 days as far as what the 10-year is doing. So what that translates to is that mortgage rates have remained very stable in the last week. There really has been very little adjustment, and you're looking at basically a four basis points movement in the 10-year, which is a very stable mortgage market. So I just kind of wanted you guys to have that information last week because I do think it's important for you guys to be aware of what's happening on the lending side. You just have more ammunition with your buyers and sellers, and you can be more educated and more sophisticated when you're talking about real estate and talking about finance and what's happening. So use this tool that Kevin, I think he sent the link out last week. If you guys are just curious to see what's happening, it's always good to just pull up one of the many, and this is just one of many quotes that you can find on the internet for the 10-year Treasury.
Perfect. And I'm going to put that link in the chat again. Those of you that don't know, we do have a chat feature on this webinar. Robert, we do have a chat feature, so if you have any questions, feel free to reach out and ask me a question. So I just put that link into the chat, and so everybody should click on that and save it to their favorites.
Yeah, and then real quick, next week, if any of you deal with investors or that's kind of your niche, I encourage you to be on next week as far as I'm going to lay out a new investor that I've been working with. He's been giving me the details on some really creative investor non-owner occupied financing options, and I'm kind of working through the highlights of that now. And so next Wednesday when we do the webinar, I'll spend a few minutes with everyone going through what are some options for your investors out there that may, maybe they're business owners, maybe they have a hard time qualifying traditionally. This new investor looks like they're got some really good options for non-traditional financing, which it's always good to have those opportunities, and you can make a sale sometimes when maybe you thought you weren't going to be able to do that. So that will be next week. And then real quick on my Ops City lead that I let everyone know about last week, I wanted just to give an update. I've been going back and forth with this gal from Hawaii. I think I mentioned it to everyone last week, how I was sitting at home and just kind of wrapping the day up, and then got this lead came through that I clicked on. So this gal, Denise, who lives in Hawaii, she's interested in she's an investor looking at buying a property out here in LA County, in La Habra Heights. And so I've given her all the details on that property. I actually asked her if she'd be interested in maybe looking at more coastal properties in Costa Mesa or Huntington Beach, because know these areas well, obviously, and I feel like there's some pockets that are some really good investment opportunities. And so I sent her about 15 properties there as well. And today I need to follow up with her and see if anything is of interest. So I haven't gone out and actually shown the home, or I haven't met them yet, but I feel like by next Wednesday we'll have a real good indicator whether she's for real or not. So stay tuned, but that is the Op City update on my end.
Not bad, Bill. So again, for those of you, Robert, if you're not familiar with Op City is our kind of in-house buyer lead program. So I'm sure Tim can talk to you a lot about that. But Bill, thanks so much for shedding light on that, and I do like you kind of keeping us updated on your lead the other day. That was great for sure.
Oh yeah, Kev. One last thing. Everybody who's doing Op City or participating in it, just a reminder: make sure you do your weekly updates, and it can be as simple as if I made a phone call, haven't heard back, or sent a couple properties. Just update the system, because what happens is if you go too long without putting notes in and in their basically their it's not their CRM, it kind of is, but it's their back-end system where they want to know what's going on with the leads that you're getting from them.
Right.
So if you do not, and you become delinquent is what the term they use, you won't be getting leads, and the opportunities will be it'll be shut off for you. So if you are interested in doing Op City, please just remind yourself, and they actually give you notifications. So there's really no reason why you shouldn't be able to just update it, but just be mindful of that. Otherwise you are going to get kicked out of the system. So just food for thought. Make sure you keep it updated, keep it clean, and you'll be good.
For sure. It's delinquent. It sounds so harsh, right?
Yeah, it is. Anyway, thanks, Kevin. Thanks, everybody.
Okay, thanks a lot, Bill. We'll talk to you next week. So without further ado, we're going to hop into this week's Wednesday webinar. And so this is, of course, the agent marketing dashboard. And last week we went through all the different facets of each of these are. So this week I'm not going to spend any time really doing that, but we are going to go directly into how to use the most important features. So obviously one of the most important features is the websites, and so this is one of our agents, Tom Fesky, and he's got his this is an awesome single property website that he has created for his listing. This is an amazing listing in West Hills, California, kind of northwest Los Angeles. And so the way that we use these is, obviously the most important thing is to have this link and to be able to post this link into social media and even in emails that we may be sending out, which I'll get into in a sec. So just having these, and again, these property websites, they live in this little properties area. And so having this link, we are able to post this all over the place, and we're able to get this information out there. So again, from our dashboard, it makes it very easy to go to this share button right here and click on the share button and connect it to Facebook, Twitter, Google, all of our spots. If you've got your, it's a really, really smart idea to have Craigslist set up in your browser. So I use Chrome as my browser. And so it's a great idea to go into Chrome, get your Craigslist account set up, and then literally within the click of a button, if you're using the same browser that you have all your Craigslist logons in, it's going to be real easy to post this property to Facebook or to Craigslist. Also, if you have a specific client that might be interested in this kind of a property, you can email them directly from here. So the system just makes it really, really simple to get this information, this property information, and this listing information out to basically to disseminate that information anywhere we want. So that's really one of the most important features of this entire thing, is having these single property websites. Also, of course, having our main website. So here's Tom's main website. Looks good. Our clients can search the MLS with our websites, and so that is also of course a really important tool to send to our prospects. So, and you can see, he's got community pages. Castaic and Valencia are his farms, and so he's developed a page where he can send this to his clients, and this is all of the properties that are located within this area that he's selected. So really, really cool. So again, we can take this, we can copy it, and we can send that in an email to a specific client, or we can create campaigns. And so all of a sudden, we are getting the information of exactly what is available in Castaic to exactly who we want. So, and then, you send it over to a client, and they go ahead and, select a couple of properties that they want to look at. And all of a sudden, we know that those people are on our website, and we can follow up with them, and we can make sure that we're getting them any more information that they require. So again, we have a chat feature. So any questions that come up while I'm going through this, don't hesitate. So getting back to the dashboard here. So the website's very important. Single property website's very important. Then, of course, really the most important part of having a CRM is getting all of our leads into our CRM. And so in agent marketing, our CRM lives in this leads area, and then clients, and then this is where our clients live. So we can edit this. We can edit each client. Notice that we have Tom has the monthly newsletters turned on, because Tom does a great job in sending out a monthly newsletter every month to his prospects and the people within his sphere of influence. So another thing that we can do is we can make sure that these people, and this is really cool too, because this particular client, we can see what's in their log. So they visited on 126. That was the last time that this person came in and checked out our website. So we know that. Really, really great information to have, because we can call that person up and say, hey, I noticed you were on the website. Is there anything I can help you with specifically? So that's a really, really important feature. Also, of course, we want to have our notes. Anytime that we talk to that person or leave a message, we want to record that note right here. And then what I like to do is, if I leave a message for that person, I've got to set up a next action for what I'm going to do next with that client. So I'm going to put in a task. Okay, this was Wednesday. I left a message. I have the note here. Now I'm going to schedule a call for next Wednesday, or depending on where that person is in my process, I'm going to schedule exactly what I need to do with that person. So it takes all the guesswork out. Plus, we can have an email reminder that'll be emailed to me and or text. I like to do that because I want to know exactly what the heck I have to do when I wake up on next Wednesday morning or Monday morning. I want to have my tasks ready to go. These are the people I have to call. And it's never a giant list, guys. It's always like maybe 20 calls that you have to make and follow up with leads that have come in, and leads that you're following up with. So it's never a bad list of calls to make. And especially if you block your time out and you sit and make sure that you're blocking out time, that's how you're going to be successful. And we also have Travis Breton on the line. I'm going to bring Travis on. Travis, can you hear us?
I can hear you. How you doing?
I'm great. Good morning, Travis. Wanted to just obviously bring you on the line, and any insight here with respect to contacting the leads and all that kind of stuff.
Well, the most important thing about the CRM is doing a a really good job of being detailed on it. You know, any information you have, first name, last name, birth date, past client, when they bought a home, you know, where you got them from, stuff like that. Because when you are tasking yourself and that task comes up that day that you need to do something with that client, you'll have these notes in there. Or maybe the task will be to send out a happy birthday notice to them or something like that. So, you know, creating some of these tasks, maybe you're scheduling them out, you know, throughout the year too, to remind yourself to reach out to these people at certain points based on the notes that you have. So just always be very, very detailed. Spend that extra 2 or 3 minutes when you're inputting a contact into the contact manager to make it detailed and make it work for you.
Absolutely. I mean, and that's the really the crux of this. You know, the more detailed you are and the more you have this structured, really the easier, the more streamlined your business becomes, and the easier it is on you. It takes the guesswork out. You're not just flying around, you know, by the seat of your pants. You have a plan. You know exactly who to contact, when to contact these people. Just as Travis said, birth dates, anniversary date of when you sold them a property. You know, those are great reasons to reach out to these prospects. So that's a great point, Travis. And then I'm going to get into a couple of other things. The letters, we can set these people up on automatic drip campaigns through this letters area. So all we do is we drop down this, select which series of emails we want that particular client to get, and away we go. So and then we select the one and we click generate the letters, and it will start sending that prospect the series of emails. Now, what am I talking about with respect to a series of emails? Let's go ahead and take a look. So in our leads area, we also have this email drip spot. So these are the canned email campaigns that come with the agent marketing system, and they're really good. However, we do have the opportunity to edit them. So let's just take a look at this real quick. Wanted to search the MLS. Most people that come to your website and search the MLS, you're probably going to want to give them this kind of a drip communication. And so this particular drip campaign has 6 letters in it. You can see this one has 2, 6, 1, so on. So this one's got 6 letters in it, and we can take a look at what they say. So the first one goes out about an hour after the person, you know, visits the website, and it's basically a thank you. And it just, you know, it's just real general thank you, you know, for filling out the questionnaire. You know, we want to make sure that you found the MLS information, informative, easy to use, all that kind of stuff. The next one, hold on. The next one is same kind of thing. The next day, it's a follow-up. You know, 5 days later, we have another follow-up. So I won't click into each of these, but you guys have the opportunity to go in and, first of all, view them, but then edit them. So if this particular, you know, the verbiage and the way that the wording is not your style, you can change it. You can completely customize all this, and you can customize the intervals at which these letters go out. So any questions there? No questions in the chat. Any comment there, Travis?
If you can also create a fully customized one. I don't know if you've ever done that, but if you don't like any of these campaigns, you can make your own. You can make it go for a year or however long you want to make it go. You can create your own too.
Right. So you can just, if from the, here, I'll just show you, back up 1 second here. Okay. Yeah. So from this campaigns tab, all you have to do is click add new, and you can create a completely customized campaign this way. This ID number is just literally an arbitrary number. You can put anything in there. And then the display, that's what you're going to want to put to give you, you know, an idea of exactly what that email drip is. You could say, you know, prospect 1 list or whatever you want to put there. And then that, of course, will pop up right here. So Tom has created a new buyers one that hasn't really put any emails in there, but he's got 2 that he's kind of, you know, experimented with, but that's where they'll pop up. So if we add a new campaign, we've got them down here. So, I encourage everybody to come up with their own drip campaign of exactly what they want to, do. I have one question in the chat. What do the template newsletters look like? Okay, so let's click on one. First of all, you can also, this is also where you put your monthly newsletters. And so we can take a look at what, Tom's monthly newsletter looks like. So Tom has selected, for this particular zip code, and it's the zip code that goes with the with that particular prospect. It's whatever their zip code is. So it's pretty cool. So even in his newsletters, he's got current active listings in that zip code, average price, average days on the market, new listings on the market, removed from the market. So you're giving your prospects some kind of cool information, and it's automated through the agent marketing system. Does that answer your question, Bill?
Yes, it does. That's good. I wanted to compare it to like what like David Solomon and his mom are doing and stuff like that.
Yeah. So and this is literally this email is canned. This is these are all available to everybody within the agent marketing system. Tom did not write these, so this is just canned stuff. Now, to take it to the next level, and to Bill and I have an associate named David Solomon, and he and his mom just run an amazing newsletter that is done definitely through MailChimp. And so if you're really taking your monthly newsletter to the next level, you probably want to import your monthly newsletter stuff into something like MailChimp, Constant Contact, or something where you can really build out some gorgeous HTML kind of emails. And so that's, and I train on that as well. So that is where I would say you're kind of taking it to the next level. But the agent marketing system does have a very, very good, already done for you, email campaigns. So you don't have to come up with everything. A lot of you guys are busy. It's nice to be able to just plug and play. And so that's the advantage there. And I've got one more question here. Yes, of course. These Wednesday webinars are really just to get you guys thinking. I always offer 60-minute trainings, and so we always have our Calendly link anybody can go to and schedule a one-on-one training with me. I'm going to put that in the chat feature just because we can't do it enough times. So super easy. I love working one-on-one with agents, so don't hesitate to do that. Thank you for that, Tim. Okay, so next I wanted to go into, and these are just the real important basics of marketing for real estate. You've got to stay top of mind. You've got to be communicating with your prospects, and we've got to do it automated. So of course we're going to follow up with a phone call, and we're going to be speaking with these people, but we want to have these other touches completely automated so we don't have to think about it. It's really, really important that we get this stuff set up. So I think that's enough with the email campaigns. Again, just schedule time with me. We'll go through it in greater detail. The next thing that I want to show you guys is these, up here, what they call flip shows. So the flip shows are listing presentations. And so they're pretty cool because you can put these flip shows on an iPad or on a laptop, and you can, when you're meeting with your clients, you can show them exactly what you're going to do. And so let's just take a look. This is a completely canned flip show or listing presentation that comes with this. And I always disagree with anybody that wants to put music on these flip shows. Not a good idea. But if you want to have music, you can have music there. Travis, do you have any insight there?
On the music?
Yes.
I would agree with you on disagreeing, because if you're going to be sitting at a listing presentation, you're probably going to want to go through this with them. And if you have music playing, it's just distracting.
Exactly. And then as far as, some people also like to put music on their single property websites. Bad idea. Really bad idea. The studies show that increases what's called the bounce rate, which is you can think of it as the rate at which someone will bounce off of your website. And so studies show if you have music on your website, the visitor tends to leave extremely quickly. Sometimes the visitor doesn't know where the music's coming from and they're completely annoyed. And so as a rule, no music on websites. So and exactly that, Travis, when you're sitting down with a client, you don't want to have music going. You want to be sitting with them, showing them what you're going to be doing. So you're going to be explaining to them that we have a complete property website for them, right? And of course we have a sample. We'll click on the sample and show them. We have virtual tours. All of our websites come with virtual tours, right? Virtual tours, galleries, properties, maps, brochures, all that good stuff. We're going to show them that we have panoramic tours, mobile phone website. All of our websites, all of our property websites, as well as our agent websites, are fully customizable and what is known as responsive. So they look good on a mobile device. They look great on a desktop, laptop, doesn't matter what device. They're geared to morph the way that they look depending on what the viewer is using. So that's comes standard with all of our stuff, but you need to be able to communicate this with your buyers and with your sellers, because they don't know that. Text message capture, we do have that. I've showed you guys this briefly. Let's just do it again. Text message area is down here, my texts. So again, we can create our own text writers. So imagine that we say, text great homes to 55678, and boom, that person that texts that is going to get the single property website text to their phone. They're going to be able to click on it and they're on your website. And all of a sudden we have captured their information in our CRM. So they'll show up in our leads. So very, very powerful tools. Okay, so we want to make sure that our agents know that. Full color PVC writers, of course. What agent doesn't do that? Feature property widgets, great. And the other thing is, when you're going through this listing presentation, there might be certain things that you don't want to have on here. For instance, I think one of these is, QR code stuff. I don't think anybody's really using QR codes anymore. This is all good standard stuff. Amazing close-up aerial views. Maybe you didn't do aerial views, or maybe actually on all of our websites, we do have this aerial view here. So it's just a Google picture. So that works. Craigslist posting. Yep, we got that. List with us. Kind of just this is kind of a call to action ending slide. So a really, really nice, digital listing presentation that we can use. So I want everybody to really start using those if you haven't. The next thing that I wanted to go into is, and Travis, do you have anything to add there?
Just there's listing presentations, and you can also make a buyer presentation too. If you're looking to connect with a buyer somehow, talk about your process, your services, different things like that. You can make a fully customized one too. You don't have to use the canned one that's in there. So
right. So again, that's in personal flip shows, and so the flip show, you can make a completely customized one. Here's an example of a customized flip show that I think he's just starting. Oh, I think actually Courtney's working on this with him. So, we can put in all of our Alta stuff, obviously, and we could do it completely for a buyer. and show, you know, a buyer exactly what you're going to do and how you're going to help them. So that's a great point, Travis. And then after that, the only other thing that I really wanted to go over today was the blog feature. And so in the blog feature, this is where we can even take our monthly email and we can put it in a blog. And so the blog is super easy. Add it. He's not doing any blogs right now, but it's just super simple. It makes it very easy. So conceivably, we could even take our monthly newsletter and we can highlight this stuff, copy it, throw it on blog. And then all of a sudden we have a running, total or a running list of our monthly emails as a blog. So really, really cool stuff. And then once you post that blog, again, you can take that link, you can take it over to social media and you can post the link. So tons and tons of stuff that we can do to get, you know, all of our property information out to all of our constituents. So we've run out of time. I don't see any other questions in the chat. Travis, anything else to add?
I think that's good for today. If anybody has any suggestions on things that they would like to see on these webinars too, especially when we're dealing with the agent marketing system, there's other functions in there. There's lots of marketing functions in there that you can use for lead gen and putting together some different funnels and stuff like that. So if you guys ever want to go through any of that, just shoot us some suggestions and we can make it a topic on one of the upcoming webinars. That's
a great point, Travis. And I really encourage you guys, just, you know, if you're not doing the monthly newsletter, get that done. Bill and I, we can't say enough about how that has helped our businesses in the past. So as a first step, get that monthly newsletter out to your people, create your CRM, make sure you get everybody in your sphere of influence into your CRM. Talk to these people, make sure that they know that they're going to be getting a monthly newsletter. They know that you're a realtor. That's how we communicate, and that's how we stay top of mind. Bill, thank you so much for being on the webinar as well. We always appreciate your insight. Travis, really appreciate you on the webinar. If you guys have any questions, you can contact me directly, 949-285-7209. Robert, great having you on the webinar this morning, and look forward to working with you. Anybody else that has any questions, contact me, and we'll see you guys on the next webinar. Thanks a lot.